Still hope for Chara. I refuse to leave them all alone. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure I'll be myself again someday. Just not today, alright?
What the heck? Whatever. Hugs don't work. Doesn't matter. I can always tell you the old-fashioned way. Let go!
Chara, you're drunk. Sleep it off. Okay, what's going on here? Where is this Chara from, and why are they trying to kill you?
Heck if I know. I was just minding my own business playing Skyrim, and my memory gets kind of fuzzy after that. I think they tried to strangle me?
Ah, not again!
Is everyone alright?
Frisk, how long does it usually take for Chara to sober up? We're trying to buy you some time, but our plan will likely only remain effective as long as Chara's body is still drunk. How much longer will they be staggering about, and more importantly, will it be long enough for Core to open the portal?
It depends on how much they drank. Guys, I can't open portals. Why does Frisk call Toriel Miss Toriel? Just wondering. I don't know, because it's polite? I mean, I don't call her mom, if that's what you mean. After leaving my home, I've been raised by all my friends. I'd say all of them were my family.
Then why did you kill them all? Such a disgusting hypocrite. If you really love them and consider them as family, why did you go so far as to murder them over and over again? Heck, you made Chara into this. Who are you to call them family?
They don't really need asks like this, especially now.
What the heck did you do? Why can't I do anything with your stupid body? I can't even walk in a straight line. Explain. Now.
6 bottles, the MTT wine, or whatever your Toriel had. Isn't that obvious?
Oh my gosh, we're drunk. I took over the body of a useless drunk. Of course they'd have a useless drunk body.
Sorry for not meeting your expectations.
Chara, the sober one, what are the ship and the impaled figurehead and the other things in your mindscape representing?
Honestly, I don't really know. I didn't consciously decide to put us on a ship in a sea of beer, if that's what you're asking. But it kinda makes sense, right? I've trapped them here. What gets across the raw terror of entrapment better than open ocean as far as the eye can see? And it's beer with floating bottles. So obviously that's Drunkie's influence. You said something about an impaled figurehead? I haven't actually seen it, so I guess that could have come from either of us.
Well, now you're in a drunk's body. I doubt you'll just give up since Bottles has all this info. So, what now?
What now? Well, wait until we're conscious, I guess.
So, you get to deal with the hangover? I'm okay with that.
Hey, Bottles, probably shouldn't say this within earshot of Demon Kid, but help is on the way.
Huh? Frisk?
Hey, Bottles, what do you think of AFAC, Chara? Does it surprise you that the two of you are pretty different?
They are everything I don't want to be. I'm not surprised. I'm terrified.
Hypocrite. You are every bit as guilty as I am. The only difference is that I'm properly disgusted by it, while you apparently think you can make it all better by being sorry.
Why does Chara think the ocean is scary?
That is none of your concern.
They drink hard enough to kill an elephant and suffer constant trauma-induced nightmares. I'm pretty sure they aren't okay with what they did in the past. Just because they moved on doesn't mean they don't regret what they've done, or that they aren't still trying to atone.
Properly disgusted by it? Isn't that hypocritical of you? You know what you did and are still doing is evil and wrong, but you're doing it anyway. There are people willing to forgive you, but instead of trying to do what's right, you're actively and consciously trying to do what's wrong.
Well, at least they are sorry. You, on the other hand, believe that everything you've done since being revived by Frisk's determination is right, or has to be done. You are in denial of this. It's your way of dealing with the bad memories from before, whether it be the genocide run, or whatever you went through before falling down Mount Ebott. It's a coping mechanism, just like bottles drinking. And what happens when this stops working and you see the ugly truth?
Pirates? Stop! I'ma take a guess at what that gif is. Pirate raid/invasion in Chara's hometown. A lot of people died and Chara was taken as a slave or ransom material by the pirates. If you don't back off, then I swear I'll... We just want to understand a bit. Maybe if we knew a little more of your backstory, we would know why you act the way you do. Clearly this ocean thing is different from what happened to the other Chara, since it doesn't seem to be affecting them much. So maybe that's part of the reason why you two are so different? You want to see my sob story? Fine! You'd all just pry it out of me anyway. Sadists and voyeurs. Every last one of you. My parents were ordinary people who were kind to everyone and were completely and totally innocent. We lived in a tiny island village in the middle of nowhere. Then, pirates. And I'm not talking about the fun, swashbuckling adventure kind they have in books. Real sea raiders who pillaged tiny island villages in the middle of nowhere. They took me as some kind of trophy. My mother tried to stop them. They drove a sword into her like it was nothing. I don't know how long I spent on the ship as their slave. I spent most of it locked below deck, crying uselessly. One day they were celebrating another successful raid, and the entire crew drank themselves to sleep. That was when I realized nobody was coming to save me. They would use me as long as they saw fit, and then discard me. So I took a knife, and I slit their throats as they slept. That's when I learned the horrible truth. In this world, it's kill or be killed.
Wow. I'm sorry that happened to you, but how did you get to land? You killed them all.
I had a stroke of dumb luck and the ship ran ashore, but I was nowhere near my village, stranded in a cold wasteland full of strangers.
AFAC, Chara. Ever thought that you wanted to kill them? Because you could have just gotten off the ship while they were asleep. Don't push this on the world. You're the issue.
It's not as simple as you make it sound. But, in a way, you're right. At first I was afraid. I could barely stop my hand from trembling. But I was determined to live, and this seems like the only way. But after weeks or months of being a slave and an object to those men, to have the power to end their lives with one well-placed slice, it was liberating.
So, how did you wind up falling down the mountain?
I'd spent a year or so on the streets, afraid, alone. Every day I fought so I could avoid starvation and hypothermia just for another day longer. It was as if I was invisible. Each day people passed me by, no matter how I cried out for help. Each day, hundreds saw me and chose to do nothing. If just one of them had done something. Eventually, my determination reached its end. The fight to survive no longer felt worthwhile. I heard rumors of a cursed mountain, a place people went to disappear. It seemed like the perfect place for me. And then, suddenly, they were so welcoming. And this was all despite the fact that they were trapped under the mountain with little to no hope of escape. And humans were to blame for it. But they never resented me. They said I gave them hope, that I was proof that humans aren't all evil. They thought that I was somehow proof that one day monsters and humans could live in peace. But I knew better. It doesn't matter how kindly they treated humans, or how much they believed in them. Humans are disgusting, and they would kill the only good in the world simply because it isn't them. They'd done so much for me, I had to save them.
By killing them? Save them? Then why did you use Frisk's body to kill them?
I'm getting to that. No, I didn't want to kill the monsters. I didn't realize what I had to do until later.
But you'll die!
Azrael, not so loud.
I don't want you to die. There's got to be another way. You can't. You can't.
Azrael, listen. I've read a lot about this, and if we went through with this plan, we would become something called a soul fusion. 2 souls fused into one. Do you understand? We would share a body. I wouldn't really die. I'd become a part of you.
But would I even be able to talk to you?
Of course you'd be able to talk to me. I'd hear everything you say, see everything you see. Azrael, we would never be apart. That was the idea, anyway. Azrael didn't want to destroy humanity, so we agreed to peacefully collect enough souls to break the barrier from humans who were already dying of natural causes. I thought if he saw how truly reprehensible humanity was, I'd somehow be able to convince him that humanity needed to die. I'm such a fool. I don't know what hurt worse. Toriel, so quick to replace us with any stray child that wandered into the ruins? Asgore, whose kindness was ultimately no match for his cowardice, or Azrael, my best friend, reduced to a smiling, soulless abomination who would force the world to repeat the same 7 days for hundreds of years, for no better reason than its boredom. Sometimes it would kill them, sometimes it would force them to watch their loved ones die. Sometimes it would simply manipulate from the shadows, quietly orchestrating their despair. And then one day, Flowey grew bored enough of repeating the same 7 days that he finally allowed time to pass to an 8th day. That was the day Frisk fell on top of my grave. Their determination must have awoken me. Hey, kid, can you hear me? Who said that? I did. My name is Chara. What's yours? I'm Frisk. Frisk. I can tell you're afraid, and I don't blame you. Flowey is a horrible creature. You're not the first person he's tricked with that friendliness pellet shtick. But if you're going to survive down here, you're going to have to fight for your survival. Do you understand? But I can't fight. I couldn't even stand up to Jessica at school. And she's a 3rd grader. I don't want to die down here, but I'm not strong. I'm scared. Listen, you don't have to be afraid. Let me give you the strength you need to survive in this cruel world. I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry you were so hurt. I'm sorry I can't prove you wrong. Humans can be awful and disgusting, and I have seen enough proof of that to last me a lifetime. And I want to convince you that there is enough good in the world to make it worth saving, but I don't think I can. All I can say is that I'm sorry you were put through all that, and that it led you to believe that there is nothing redeemable about the world. You deserved better, Chara. You really did.
Hey, Chara. Odds are you won't hear this, but I'll try anyway. Regarding your earlier statement, a sick dog can be healed with time and the right medicine. Yes, this world can be cruel, but it can be fixed, same as your mindset. Leave bottles and go to Frisk. If you don't infect them, they will heal you. Wouldn't that be better than possessing people?
I know how it is. The despair, the grief, the desire for vengeance, and wanting to make justice, the anger. I'm sorry your life has been so unfair, but don't you think that at this point things would be different?
That's just it. I don't know. And that's terrifying. Because it means everything that I've ever done, everyone I've hurt, everything I believed to be true, it was all for nothing. I'm the problem. I'm the only problem here.